Hey everybody, hoping to make this review as short as possible. There's so much information I'm going to have to include in this, so please bear with me. This is the Foundation Publications NASB New American Standard Bible 1995 side column reference edition, and this is in the black calfskin. This is especially important for a review because it's the 2017 printing. In comparison, the 2013 printing had different paper, so that's why it's so important. This new edition, this new printing, is a better paper. So, well, first I'll start off by showing you the box, and you can see the ISBN right there on the cover. Side column reference Bible NASB. You can see the designation 873W, black calfskin leather, and it talks about some of the features on the side, and it goes through just the 95,000 cross references, concordance, black text, all the things you would want from a great study tool, study Bible. And it says a 1-inch wide outside margin. And it's a single column verse by verse layout, which is super popular. It's probably one of my favorite layouts of any Bible. So let's start with the cover. You can see that now if you got a genuine leather side column reference, this will look very different because the spine is rounded on the genuine leather editions. And the way you can tell is when this block is flat, you know that the back is flat. If the block has this C shape, then that means the back is rounded. Like I said, if you bought a genuine leather edition, it's rounded. The calfskin edition's not, for some unknown reason. I don't know why. I prefer the rounded. I think it's an easier holding Bible, and there's less cave in with the spine. But I'm sure they have their reasons for not rounding the back on the calfskin editions. Anyway, we're looking at this. This is a calfskin leather, and I've compared it to Crossway's top grain leather. Even down to the construction, it might even be the same company building the covers for Crossway top grain as it is for Foundation. Now I have a Crossway top grain here, and you can see the similarities. You can see the tooling marks around the perimeter. Now, granted, the Foundation, the tooling marks are much deeper and more pronounced. The ribs are the exact same height and thickness as the ribs on this large print thin line. The fold over is the same. Now this liner on this large print thin line is the same leather. It appears to be the same leather as the cover, but you can see this fold over is the exact same. Same corner work, same exact size fold over. Now this liner on the Foundation is much better, and I've said this a couple of times to people about this Bible, that the liner is actually probably my favorite part of the cover. This cover is great, but this liner makes this cover much more flexible than other covers. So now the liner is super important because the strength of the liner determines the strength of the binding. So because your outside cover is not what's bound to the book, it's the liner. So having a good liner is superior in importance. So you can see it's tabbed in. You can see the shading where the tab is. Let me see if I can get it a little bit better. There you go. You can see the shading where it's tabbed in, and the end page is glued over. It's a little bit, there's some gaps where so similar to how you'd see that on the large print thin line. It's just not exact on its measurements, but you don't have that that rolling that you'd see on the large print thin line, where it's almost like a machine's pressed in that end page. These seem to be done a little bit more by hand. So anyway, on with the review. So you've seen the cover, very similar. It might even be bound by the same people that produced the cover for the large print thin line, the verse by verse, the Psalms, the Reader's Edition for Crossway, and the top grain, the wide margin. All those have similar covers as this foundation cover. Like I said, the only really thing that distinguishes them is the liner is much better in the foundation. So when we open the Bible, you have some cardstock pages. You have your presentation page right here, and then you have your, births, marriages, family tree, deaths, all those things. And then you come to the title page, and I will show you what's distinguishes this Bible. This particular edition is right here. It's a 2017 printing, a Chinese printing. Now, I'll go through this real quick, and then we'll talk about the paper. All right, so this is the foreword, and you have your explanation of the format and the books of the Bible, and then you can see it lays flat wherever you open it to. It's just beautiful. I love how flat it lays. And the ghosting is not as bad as previous editions, and that goes back to the 2017 printing. Now, take just a second and listen to me talk about this paper. The previous printing, at least the most recent printing of the SCR, the side column reference, had a 28 GSM paper that was 1,300 pages per inch, and it only had a 77% opacity. This new paper is a 30 GSM paper, meaning it's more dense, but it's thinner. It's 1,500 pages per inch. So it's a denser paper that's thinner. So it's actually, the edition is thinner by about an 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch overall, which makes it lighter. And the paper's better than at least the 2013 printing. The ghosting is much better. It's better. I wouldn't call it great because of just the, I think I've said in a few comments online that Foundation had to find a happy medium, and this is it. You had to find a quality Chinese paper so that the Bible could be printed and bound in one place, and that makes the Bible much cheaper to produce, which makes the Bible more affordable for you and me. So if they went with a much more expensive paper, one, it's most likely going to be thicker, which is heavier, which rules out several people that would have potentially bought the Bible. And then you have the extra expense of the expensive paper, plus the extra shipping from one to the other. So you're talking an additional $50 or $60, maybe $100 for this edition, which would make this edition, it retails for $150. You can buy it on sale for, $110, $120 maybe. You're talking in the 200s. And for a lot of people, it's worth it. But a lot of people that would have purchased this Bible at $150, $250's out of their wheelhouse. So you just got to look at it from the perspective of Foundation. They have to do what's best for their client base. And even though this paper's not perfect, it's definitely a huge improvement. So anyway, so this paper has a higher opacity of 83 compared to the 77 on the previous. So that's where your ghosting goes away. But it's also thinner, and it's also denser because it's a 30 GSM paper instead of a 28. So as we turn, it's also a black letter edition. You can see the layouts is verse by verse, single column with the references in the side. You also have marginal side room to make notes. it's just a tremendous layout. You also see it comes with two ribbons, two nice ribbons, pretty nice ribbons, nice head and tail bands, and the gilding is pretty nice. I wouldn't call it great, but I wouldn't call it terrible. It's probably, it's probably in the mid range of a nice gold gilding. But and like I said, you're still going to have some ghosting because it's not perfect. If you had the 02 French milled paper, it would be a 1/2 inch thicker, heavier, and now granted the readability is tremendous, but like I said, you had to find the happy medium to be able to sell Bibles and also produce a quality product. I think they've done it here. Like I said, if you have the money and the ghosting is that distracting to you, I would say invest in the O2 and have it rebound. But for me, this is not terribly distracting. It's not that bad. Now I've seen the 2013 printings, and it is fairly distracting. But you can definitely tell a difference between the printings. And now, at least for a little while, I believe the inventories will be intermixed. The 2017 printings with the 2013s and earlier. But it won't be long before those will cycle through and you'll have these available. The 2017 printings available. So I know they're under the same ISBN number, so you're really not going to be completely sure which one you're going to be buying if you bought it off Christian Book or Evangelical Bible or whatnot. So best of luck to you if you're purchasing one. Hopefully you can get in touch with a customer service representative and maybe have them check and see if it is the 2017 printing before you purchase. So anyway, after Revelation, you come to a concordance, and really it's not a giant concordance. It's not a very humongous concordance. The reference system is a huge benefit. The concordance is not a huge concordance, just in my opinion. But then you get to your maps. We have a couple of little articles. And then you get to your maps. And the maps are on like a glossy cardstock, which I'm not a huge fan of. But because they wrinkle, that's the main problem. But they will stay glossy and pretty for a little while. And if you take care of them, they won't wrinkle on you. But anyway, there's some good maps. You have some good color in them, which is nice. And then after your maps, you have some cardstock. I think 4 sheets of cardstock, which is nice too. So anyway, and then you get to the back, you can see it's tabbed in with your end page and this really nice liner, and then the back of the cover. Now my calfskin edition has some really cool kind of imperfections in the leather. And now if you've watched any of my rebinds that I do, a lot of the leather that I buy is distressed leather with imperfections in it, and I think it just adds to the character. That's just me personally. If you are a OCD about your leather, you don't want any imperfections, that might be a deal breaker, because there are some imperfections, just kind of some scars and some a few little I call them character marks in this leather that I think make it look better, but others might think it makes it look a little subpar. But anyway, also, before I forget, the Bible comes in this velour pouch inside of the box. Of course, I haven't put it back in the pouch since I got it, So I hopefully, probably some of you guys lose the pouches. I'm hoping not to lose that pouch. But anyway, that is the review of the 2017 side column reference NASB by Foundation. I hope this was informative. If you have any questions, please comment below. I'm hoping I didn't leave anything out with regards to the cover, the printing, the paper, any of those things. Also, it's an 11-point font. I hate to forget to say that. This is an 11-point font, very easily read, a large font. Pretty much if you had to map out, create your perfect Bible, what would it be? Most people would say single column, verse by verse layout, 12-point font, references. It would be basically this Bible that you would be describing. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'm hoping I included all the things needed for you guys. But like I said, if I missed anything, please shoot me a message or a comment, and I'll try to get it answered. Anyway, I'm going to also try to post a link to Foundation's website for this Bible, this particular Bible. Like I said, I think they're going to have mixed inventory for a little while until the 2017 or the 2013s get cycled out. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the review of the 2017 printing of the SCR. Also, remember to subscribe and like and comment on videos to be eligible for my giveaway Bible of the month. And like I said, this month it is the NLT Life Application Study Bible. So if you want to see it, check out in my videos list. You can see the giveaway Bible of the month of June, and that would be the one I'm talking about. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I hope this is informative. God bless.